Hi everyone, this is Rosa Kelly and this is part 4 of my Neverland mini album tutorial. So hi guys, so today we're gonna be continuing with our tutorial. We are going to be working on the third and last signature page. So as you recall, we worked on the cover. We did the first signature, pages 1 and 2, and then we worked on pages 3 and 4, actually 3 and 4. And now we are going to continue on pages 5 and 6. So I am going to put this aside for now and bring in my new page. So for this page, I'm going to start with a new sheet of 12 by 12. And I'm going to cut these at 9 3/4, which is the height of our page. Okay, and then I am going to cut these at 6 1/2. Okay, and then we are going to score 1/2 inch along 6 1/2. So let me bring this over and score. Okay, so now I'm just going to fold along the score line and add some of my double-sided tape. Then I'm going to bring my base over again and I'm just gonna add this onto the page. So we're just gonna put it on the right side. Alright, so I'm gonna take off that tape, make sure it's nice and straight. So now this page opens up like so. Now I'm going to use the map sheet again. Now I am working with your collections, so that's why I have doubles. I love that page. This is definitely one of my favorite probably of the whole. And we did use it on the cover, but I think it's okay if we use it again. So I'm first going to cut these at 9 1/2, and don't worry about cutting. Well, let me see if I can not cut him. Okay, so I am just going to cut this out like that. So I'm just gonna kind of fuzzy it around this part because we're not gonna need him, so I don't wanna cut him in two. I'm just gonna fuzzy cut out this. Okay, so now I am ready to cut this at 9 1/2. Just gonna bring it over a little bit because I don't want to cut the part that says ocean, and I am gonna make sure, well, this is 9 1/2. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we have a page like that. So I'm going to bring my scoreboard over and let me just place this first, and I'm going to score at 6 inches and at 3 inches, and then we're going to score at 9 inches, so kind of like here. Okay, so now I'm gonna fold these kind of like an accordion. I'm just gonna fold this in, fold this out, and fold this in again, and then I'm gonna press this down like so. So then our page is kind of going to be like a triangle on the center. So I'm gonna join these two, kind of like just fold it in half, and I'm going to do a little cut right here where the map starts, and then I'm gonna open it and just use this little cut. Oop, I don't know if I got it. Okay, it's okay if it breaks a little bit. So I'm just gonna kind of go around the map, but you don't want to, let's see, I probably need smaller. There we go. This will probably be better for fuzzy cutting around. So I'm just gonna go like this and cut out the map. But see how I'm not cutting this part, okay? We're just gonna create a little pop-up of the map. So let me just try to go as close as I can to the map, and I'm just gonna go to this edge here. Let's see, kind of like that. Actually, no, I need to bring this all the way around. So I'm just gonna follow the map all the way around. And I'm gonna go around the little boy without breaking this part here. And then I'm just gonna bring it over to the score line right there. Just like that, okay? So you wanna cut all the way till you get to the score line. And then we're gonna do the same on the other side. I'm just gonna continue the map here. So now we're gonna have this map kind of coming out, and that is gonna stay down there. And then I'm going to do probably the same for this side of the map. Okay, so I'm gonna bend this again and give it a little snip, and then I'm gonna open it and just continue cutting this map. Okay, so now I'm gonna fold it along this side, and I am going to continue cutting the map over here and around this guy here. So now that we have this little piece like that, I am going to place this in my book. Now I am gonna take a little bit here of this edge, and let me just do it with this. I'm gonna round this part, and I'm going to make it like a more soft slope here going around, and that should be fine. So now I am going to need a second piece to go behind that. So I am gonna use this piece here, but I am also going to just take out this edge on the side here. I just don't want too much of that showing up. And as you can see, I'm just fuzzy cutting instead of doing an edge, because I just want it to look like an old book that we're looking at. So I don't want the edge to be super straight. I'm just gonna ink around now all the sides. Okay, so now I'm just gonna place these flats, and I am going to pencil mark here where I want to cut this paper on the back, so I don't want that extra piece. Okay, so now this piece I am just going to fold in half, just like that, and then I am going to glue this down here. Okay, so now we're going to glue this in. So the way we're gonna glue it is we're gonna leave the map floating up, so you kind of want to push this up, and everything else we are going to glue. We're going to glue behind the rock and behind this little ship and behind the ship as well, but you don't want to glue this guy. So let's do this together. I'm going to first add the glue on this side all the way to the score line, and I'm just gonna align it here with the corner. Okay, so just like that, and then I am going to open this whole thing, and we're gonna put glue here where the rock is, all the way around, and then same thing on the bottom. We're gonna put glue all the way, so we're just leaving the center part of the map without glue, and then I am just going to close this again and glue it, glue that, and then lastly I'm gonna fold this, and I'm just gonna glue this whole panel all the way, and I'm gonna close it just like that. So now we have a page that has a little pop-up map and some of the ship you can still see. Now because I didn't use a full sheet, if you move it like this, you can kind of see the black behind it. So if you don't like that look, you can use a full sheet to cover the whole background. But to me, it doesn't bother me. You only see it if you look at it from this angle. So yeah, so that is that page. I'm gonna close it and make sure that it closes fine. So there's this little thing sticking out, and oh, I think that's from the map. Let me do a little map chopping here. So I'm just gonna go around, just because I fear that if in the future with use it could possibly break. So you can just cut around it so it's not sticking out. And there we go. So now I'm gonna use this little leftover piece that I have. So this measures a 9 3/4 by 5 1/2, and that is just the other side after we cut what we use for this one. So I'm just going to score at 1/2 inch again and just fold along the score line and add my double-sided tape. And now I'm just gonna place this one on this left side, that way we can have a closure for this page. So I'm just going to remove the tape here, just a little bit of on the sides. Let me just press this flat. Make sure that you line it up with the corner, and then we place this down. Okay, so now I'm gonna continue embellishing this page before we move on to what's next. So I'm just gonna grab this design. I'm kind of I want to slide it under this if I can, just a little bit. There we go, just like that. And then I'm just going to pencil mark right here where I need to cut this. Okay, so I'm just inking mainly this left side, and I'm just going to add this page now. So I'm not gonna score these yet. I just want to make sure that we have the bending point exactly where we need it. So let's make sure we put enough glue on that one. All right, so now I'm just gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna try to slide it under. Okay, so now we're gonna find the bending line, which is right here, I think, and we're just gonna help this page bend. And you don't have to do that, you can just simply fold it like that. So I'm gonna fold this one first, and then I'm gonna fold this one over. And let's press this down. Okay, so then I fussy cut out these two elements from the reverse cover again, and I am just going to add them here on this map. First, I'm gonna put Peter Pan, just to switch it up from the front. The front says Neverland, so this one wanted to be a little bit different. And I am going to put Peter Pan right there. Okay, so now let's close this up. Now on this side, I definitely need a closure. So I am going to use 2 of my scrap pieces, and I am going to cut these at 4 by 12. So this is already at 12, so I'm just doing 4. And same thing here. And I'm gonna fold this along half. Just do it like that. Or you can score at 6 inches. And I'm just gonna press down the center. And same thing here. Just like that. And what I want this to be is basically just 2 photo areas, here and here, that they will be like little photo books or photo booklets, and this will also act as the closure. So for that, I am going to choose again 2 images from the 4 by 6, and because this is the adventure page, I think I'm going to use this one and that one. I changed my mind. I'm actually gonna use this one and this one because they're both the map pages. So I'm going to add magnets here. So before I add those images, I am going to add a magnet. So I'm just gonna secure the magnet with my double-sided tape. Same thing there. Let's just put those here like this. Okay, and now I can glue the images on this. Okay, so now I'm going to cover this page, and I'm just using the back of the one we just used on the other side, and I am going to pencil mark where I'm gonna cut this, and then you know the length is going to be 9 and a half. So now that I covered that, I am going to place these ones on the center. Now you only want to put glue on basically just this 1/2. So I'm just gonna kind of mark it with the glue there. So I'm just gonna go on this area, and again we're gonna make sure that it's centered once we put it. So I'm gonna put this one there, and this one's probably gonna go right here and more to the left. Yeah, kind of right there. And then I'm gonna put this one, put a square, some glue, same thing. We're gonna put this right there. Okay, so now I'm gonna open this up, and I am going to use 2 more magnets and connect them just like that. And now I'm gonna use my tape with the sticky side up. Okay, so now we're not gonna glue them down. I'm just gonna pick up the magnet, place it on the tape, and put it back, and do the same with the other one. My kids are playing, so I apologize for the noise. So I'm gonna put that here and right there. Okay, so now we're just going to close these and kind of wrap it around so the tape sticks to the page. Okay, so now I am going to take off the tape here, and I am going to add this other page that I cut. So I am just going to glue these just like that, and place this down right here. Okay, so now I'm just gonna press it down, and then when we close these, this is going to be like free flow, all your pictures in there, but then once you close that, it should attach all the way to the back, and we are done with page number 5. Okay, so now we're gonna work on page number 6, I think it is. So I want this page to be dedicated to Tinkerbell because we haven't used her yet. So first thing, I'm going to use this as my background. I'm going to cut this page at 7 1/4 by 9. Oh, 9 1/2, sorry. And this is going to be right back here, our base. So I'm just gonna ink this around. Now I'm just going to glue this down already. So I don't want to make this page too heavy because the back it's already pretty heavy. So I am just gonna add one interactive element here. Okay, and for that I'm going to use another piece of cardstock. Okay, so I am gonna start with a piece of 8 by 10, and I am gonna score this at 2 1/2, 5, and then 7 1/2. Okay, 2 1/2, 5, and 7 1/2, and then I am gonna flip this over, and I am going to score at 4. And then I'm also going to score at 2 1/2 and at 5 1/2. Okay, so then I am going to grab my scissors, and I am just going to cut out the squares on the edges. So I'm gonna cut this one. And I'm going to do this one here. And next one over. And you will see a couple lines here because I kind of messed up and I didn't want to, you know, I wanted to still use the paper. I can still use it. So don't worry about those extra lines. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut it here. So now we're gonna end up with a piece that looks kind of like a cross. Let me move this out of the way. And then all I'm going to do is I'm gonna place it like so, and I am gonna grab this score line on the half of this one, and I'm gonna match it to the score line on the half of the one on the bottom. So we're just basically going to fold this like so. And well, since we can't see this line, you can see this one here. So all you're gonna do is just match these two score lines there. And then we're gonna press down here. So let me give you a close-up. You're matching this score line with this score line. All right, so now we're gonna open this back up, and we are gonna do the same with the other side. So I always have troubles remembering how to do that. We're gonna do it this way now, see? So first we did like this, now we're going to do it this way. And same thing, we are going to match these two score lines, and we're just gonna press down. Okay, and I'll give you a close-up again of how we match the lines. Okay, so now we're gonna open it one more time, and you will see that we have a cross down the center. So now all I'm going to do is pinch this up. So I'm kind of gonna push this up. So by pinching these two sides, see what I'm gonna pinch and bring them down, and then we're gonna have kind of like an arrow, and now we're just gonna press down like this. Okay, so now we have the mechanism of the pop-up card, and then when we open it, it's gonna open up like this. So this is the first part. So now we're gonna grab a second piece of cardstock. So I am just using a piece of my scraps, and this measures 12 by 4.5. So I am going to score this piece at 3, 6, and 9. Okay, and then we're gonna fold these kind of like an accordion, just like this, and we are going to press down here on the score lines. So we have this piece, and I think we can actually fold it to the opposite side as well, just so it's very bendy. Okay, so you want to fold it on both sides. So now let me move this out of the way, and we are going to glue this piece into our mechanism. Okay, so what I want to do is kind of make it stand up like a triangle, and we are just, see how the center lines are kind of matching, like they're aligned, and then we're just gonna glue this in. So if we fold it, this is how it's going to look. All right, so see how I'm doing this motion? So it's really simple actually. So what we're gonna do now is just add some glue on this side, on the bottom left and the top right. Okay, so I hope this is clear because it's hard to see the score lines, but so we're doing the bottom left and the top right. And then I'm just, again, I'm gonna kind of hold this like a triangle little heel and try to match the corners, not the corners, the center line to the center line. Just like that, and then I'm just gonna press down one of the sides. Oh, see what I'm doing here? I'm kind of lining up this score line to this base, so that probably helps to know. And we're gonna place it like this. So let's line up these score lines to the card on the top, and then we're just gonna make sure this is glued all the way. And now we're going to fold this down like this. Okay, so you will still see the arrow, and now it's gonna stand up like that. Okay, so now of course we need a base for these cards because this doesn't look very pretty. So we are going to measure this because I don't remember what this measures. So this piece measures 5 and the longer side measures 5.5. So I'm gonna cut a piece that is going to be longer here just so it covers everything. So probably it will be 6 by 6. So I'm just gonna grab a piece of 12 by 12 and I'm going to just trim these at 5 1/4, just like that. And I'm going to just fold these on half. So this little card is going to measure 5 1/4 by 6. Okay, so you just want it to be bigger than our base. And then we're going to place this inside, in center, like that. All right, so to add it, I'm just gonna add glue to my triangle here, my little arrow. Looks like a little house. And I'm going to close these. And I'm going to flip it. I'm gonna open these up and also going to add glue to this arrow here that looks like a house. Okay, so now I'm gonna close it, let it dry. Okay, and we're done. And now when we open it, we have our pop-up card element. Oops. Make sure we fold it. There you go. You're gonna have to push it to the side a little bit to make it work the first few times. And so yeah, so now what we're gonna do is just decorate this piece. Now that is going to go here. You could put it on the center or the side, whichever way you prefer. So let me bring back my little Tinkerbell paper. Now I am going to use these images to decorate, but since it's bigger, I am going to use this corner to just do the cover here. So let me use my pencil and pencil mark, even though we know this measures 6 by 5 1/4. It's just easier to pencil mark than to measure, I think. All right, so I'm just gonna cut along those little lines here, and then the other one is right there. And this is going to be, yeah, I think it matches just fine. That will go right there. Now let me, before I glue this, because I also want to add a closure, let me pick one of the images, and I'm gonna use this one here on the top. So I'm gonna fuzzy cut it out instead of. So I just like that if you look at the image, it has an even surface. So kind of want to give it an even little look here. I don't know, it looks a little bit more vintage when it's not so straight. Okay, so now I have this piece and this piece. So of course I'm going to ink around. Okay, so before I add this down, I am going to need a closure. So I want to save that image, so I'm just gonna use a little bit of this here and cut a piece to add a closure. So this is going to measure, let's say 1 3/4. And I'm going to grab a black piece of cardstock. And let's see how long I want this to be. Not long, not too long, because I don't want to cover the fairy, maybe like this. So I'm just gonna bend this out like that and kind of see where I want to cut this. I want to cut it right here, and I'm just gonna measure that. What is this? So this is 3 by 1 3/4. So I am going to cut a black piece of cardstock just a little bit bigger than that. So 3 1/4 by 2 will be a good size. Now this cardstock is a little bit heavy. So for me to make it very bendy and round, I'm going to score just all over this piece. So I'm gonna score at every 1/4 inch, just so it kind of bends. Okay, so I'm just gonna go every 1/4 just to kind of break the paper. Okay, so now you want to bend it, and the paper is very bendy now, see? And around. All right, so now I'm just gonna add this piece here. First, I'm going to ink all around, and of course, I'm going to add some magnets, and I think I have my last 2 here. All right, so I am first going to place the magnet there. I'm gonna add some tape to secure it, and let me peel off the tape here, and now I'm gonna add this piece. Okay, I am just gonna add this on the center here. Okay, and then let me take this out. We're going to go back here. All right, so what you want to do is where you have your magnets, let's put this kind of like that. I'm gonna bend this all around. Okay, so this is where it's going to sit. Now I'm gonna hold it, and on the back I'm going to add my glue. Okay, so and the reason why I did all these lines is because I want this to be very bendy. After we add pictures, this is probably going to expand a little more, so I am going to give it a little wiggle room here. And then I'm gonna add my magnet on the other side and place my tape with the sticky side up, just like that. And now I'm just going to, oops, press it down where it needs to be. Now we're gonna open that up. So now all we do here is cover this up with the design paper. So I'm gonna add this piece. Just like that. I love this paper here with the little tiny flowers. And then of course I'm going to add sweet little Tinkerbell. And just look at the image. She is gorgeous. Love it. Love this paper so much. Okay, you can tell I'm having fun with this one. So now this is going to be the closure for that, and I'm just gonna add this here. I think the center should be fine for me. And then you can go back and embellish the inside. It's basically just covering it up with your design paper. On the pop-up element, you can probably leave it just black, so you can simply just glue your pictures down there. So we are done with the signatures for the album. Next time we're gonna put it all together and work on the inside covers. And so yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial, and don't forget to visit Jay's Hobbies and Crafts, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.